This is Sophia Locke, and you are watching The Sauce with Kenzie Taylor with new episodes every Tuesday.
Sophia Locke.
That was funny. That was a good wrap up too, like callback.
I was just gonna say, in comedy we call that a call.
Yeah, right. Yep.
My friends want me to do comedy so bad.
Oh,
I just can't get the guts. I just don't have the gut. It's weird. I have the guts to put my gaping asshole on the internet for millions of people.
Right,
to
or
see
saying, or yeah, of course.
But I just can't stand the thought of bombing on stage and people booing me or not laughing.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm so funny.
But I am. Yeah, it would probably break me. I don't.
Can we just vocal fry this entire?
Yeah.
Okay, so you started webcamming.
Okay. All right, ready?
Yes.
Okay. All good? All right. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Sauce Podcast with Kenzie Taylor. Today, my guest is adult film star Sophia Locke.
Hello, everyone.
Locke, if you want to be very fancy. Kind of like Target.
Yes. It's the French version of my name.
So you started webcamming in 2010.
That's correct. 12 years ago.
Yeah, right.
A long time.
Does it seem like a long time ago to you?
It does. I think because at the time, people didn't even really know what camming was. It was, I had to explain my job to people. It was kind of the only reason you'd buy a webcam. So I always felt really dirty going into Best Buy.
You're like, I need a webcam for my video games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it was kind of when, games had just started on that medium. Raffles had just started. So it was kind of the Wild West. It was exciting. It was really fun to do.
Yeah. And now it's a whole different realm, I feel like, because it's not an unnormal thing. You know what I mean? Like you say you're a cam girl, everyone's like, oh, okay.
Right. And that's what I've been trying to get used to is saying I do adult film, saying, I do webcam work, and having people not be confused or horrified. They actually just kind of take it in stride, which is pretty cool. I think it's a testament to how things have adapted and changed and evolved in the industry, which is nice.
Definitely. So how old are you?
I'm a 37.
37.
I had to think about it.
You're stunning.
Ugh, thanks.
Stunner. So are they booking you for MILF stuff?
Everything. I am a stepmom in everything I do, and it's been pretty fun, actually.
Right? Yeah. I say this in the nicest way. I am so good at being a creepy stepmom.
Yes.
It's scary how good I am at being a creepy stepmom.
So you like doing the kind of creepy thing. I like doing the angry you're in trouble thing.
Okay. Well, that could be fun too. I haven't done that very much, but yeah, I'm always like the creepy one that's like, oh, but you'll feel better. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then ad-libbing just a bunch of stuff. I'm really good at dialogue and dirty talking.
Fun. Yeah. I used to be really anxious about that. I wasn't very good at it. It made me really nervous. I was mostly submissive in all the work that I did. And so coming back into the industry and doing all of the MILF older woman stuff, it's been really fun. I have a lot more confidence this time around.
Speaking of being submissive,
yes,
I looked up and you pretty much all your credits basically are almost all for kink.com. Which, let me just say, I fucking love kink.com.
You did some stuff. I looked your stuff up too.
Yes, love them. But let's hear about that, because not a lot of people have the experience that you were able to gain in the BDSM community.
Sure. I started out kind of with an interest in BDSM when I was in my early 20s. I remember thinking that it was so weird when I saw someone getting flogged in a weird, in a latex suit.
Yeah.
And then I tried it and went, oh, I get it.
I get it.
Okay. I understand now. So I had an interest in it in my personal life. And even when I started camming, I started out on a fetish, in the fetish category. I got kicked out of it because they didn't want me wearing pink on whatever it was, the old site. But it was something that I really enjoyed doing. And then after camming for about 5 years, I got to a point where I was already out to my parents. I kind of had nothing else to lose. So I went for being in kink, for doing kind of the best BDSM site out there, because I wanted to show everybody. I wanted to do it publicly and experience it and do that kind of fantasy fulfillment in a really safe, professional way.
Very safe. They're probably one of the most safe, clean, respectful sets I have ever been on in my entire career. Yeah, I will say that. It's crazy how great they are.
Yeah, I love it.
In a good way.
Paperwork and, and they talk about boundaries, and they'll ask you kind of, well, what are you in the mood for today? Or are you okay with having marks? Would you prefer not to? So I had an in through a dominatrix friend that I knew in Vegas at the time. And she said to one of the directors, like, you should just try her. She's actually into it. And so I jumped in from camming to that. And just
that's a big jump.
It was a big jump. I was so nervous my first shoot. I think I took a Xanax my first shoot.
Really?
I was so nervous
because you're going from being on a little webcam to like, wow, millions of people are going to see this.
It's so hot.
Yeah, it really is. I love it.
Yeah, I'm glad you get this. You get it too.
So you're into like the voyeurism type stuff too?
Exhibitionism. I'm not really into voyeur. I'm not really into watching. Okay. I get kind of bored watching. I'm like, when can I jump in? I'm also like a music performer. So like if I go to a music thing, then I'm like, oh, why can't I be on stage? It's really annoying, I'm sure. But I think I'm just a natural performer. I like being watched. Yeah. So this was the ultimate stage for that.
I want to hear a little bit about your kink stuff though.
Ooh.
So were you mainly a sub for them?
I was always a sub for them.
Okay.
Yeah, the only dominant stuff I've done has been coming back into the industry and doing all the MILF mom stuff. So I haven't, and I spanked a girl in one of those scenes. But when I did the kink stuff, it was all submissive. It was, I could take a lot of pain. Yeah. Because if I'm ramped up enough and it's obviously a consensual, safe environment, I love that. I love the roller coaster of it. And I like
the adrenaline rush.
Myself. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and
you
you're
get like
so
high
present. Yeah.
And were you sober at this time as well?
So I wasn't sober at the time. I mean, I was sober when shooting. I've always been sober when shooting. Yeah. But like I was still drinking at the time, but like on like party drinking. Okay. Which that got out of hand. So I quit drinking like 6.5 years ago. But when I was doing these shoots, I mean, I was partying when living in Vegas and stuff. Yeah. But I definitely was sober on set for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when you're sober, like long term, and like I just did a scene for kink, I think like a month ago, and I like doming. I don't sub to the only girl or woman I will ever sub to is Aiden Starr. Oh, Aiden. I will never sub to anyone else, but I love Aiden. I love that. And it would be like a fucking honor to have her beat the shit out of me. But yeah, I did that shoot, and I don't know, like the adrenaline rush of like everything. Oh, I can't even explain. I'm just like, and all the Red Bull too. But
yeah, exactly.
Because like I don't do anything. Like I don't.
Oh wow, you also sober?
Yeah, cool. Like from everything. So I only do nicotine and caffeine. A lot of Red Bull.
I'm Diet Coke all the way. That's my only vice now, and it's too much. That's fair, but it's better than what I put in my body in my 20s, my entire 20s.
Yeah. So cool. Would you say that you're submissive in your personal life, or is that more just for professional film work stuff?
I was always strictly submissive in my personal life, and then for a little bit I got more dominant with women. Like some women I just immediately felt kind of dominant with. And then I guess in the last year or so, I've really kind of tuned into this other side. My partner, he's kind of switchy, and so I had never been with someone like that, and so it was a really good opportunity for me to explore that side. And then when I started shooting again, it was easy. I was like, I've got dialogue for all this. Let's go. All of that improv dialogue. That's really fun.
Yeah, you're like, I'm good. That's pretty hot. I don't know, me, I can sub to my husband, but like even certain guys, I'm like, okay, but
it gets
for the most part, nah.
Yeah, as you get older, as you get more confidence, as you get more experience, especially with those kind of things, there aren't many people that you can respect to dominate you. Yeah. I think that's what it is. We're like, you're not doing it right.
I think a lot of people, and actually, Seth and I were watching a film last night, and they were reenacting a BDSM scene. Sure. And the person was like flogging and stuff like that. And then they were using a whip. And both of us were so frustrated because they weren't even portraying it like correctly. Yeah. And also the person was like asking the sub like questions. It's like, you don't ask them questions. You're directing to them. Like, what is this? Like, it was so bad, the portrayal of it. But yeah,
it's frustrating.
Yeah, it really was. I took some notes. You did waterboarding
Twice.
and cattle prodding and hit with a 2x4.
So that was really fun. They had a prop on set for one scene, and it was called the 2x4 of indifference. They had it on there, and I said, well, has anyone been hit with that? And they said, no, because that's crazy. And I said, well, I mean, I'd be willing to try.
Yeah.
And so we did it, and it was really cool the way that it was done. It was for device bondage. And so I was in this device, this kind of steel device, and I couldn't move. But what the director did, JP, he said he made me ask for it each time so that we knew, even on camera, like that I was saying, yes, I'd like it again. And it would hit, and the impact would go all the way through me. And I would be like, oh, I don't know if I can take it again. Okay, I can take it again. So
Okay, one more.
come on.
Oh, the Pope's awesome.
Yeah,
He's cool.
he's great.
I just seen him actually at that shoot I was telling you about.
Fantastic. Yeah, I hear they're kind of ramping up their shooting again. So I'm excited for it. I mean, it was really my happy place. I really do enjoy these different kind of mainstream shoots and more vanilla shoots. They're really fun, especially like the acting part for me is really fun. But I think my heart is in that BDSM stuff.
Yeah. I think it's really awesome that you're able to kind of dabble where you want successfully.
Oh, yeah.
Some people can't do that. They try it out and they're like, I don't know, or I'm not sure what I'm doing, and just kind of give up on it. But you're able to like really tap into all those things. It's really awesome.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks. I just really truly enjoy it. And throughout my career, I just have never done anything I don't want to do. And I know I could make more money. I know that I could make more just doing everything that's offered to me. But I think that authenticity helped build my brand and build a community of people that know that when they watch me, they're like, oh, she's like actually having a good time. It helps that I orgasm really easily.
That does help.
It's good. It's good. So.
How are you able to separate, your professional and personal as far as like mental health goes? Like, how are you able to take care of yourself to make sure, hey, I'm centered, I'm okay, and stuff like that?
Yeah, that's really important. It honestly hadn't really been an issue in the past because I think so much of my life revolved around camming, right? And then when I would do shoots, I was independent at the time. I would do one a month. It was just this exciting thing I'd go get to do and come home. And it didn't feel like it really bled into my personal relationships or my personal life or my personal sex life, right? It was just an adventure, a roller coaster to go on and then come home. So then coming back in and getting an agent, it's been interesting because, I'll just be here for a week, but I'll do 6 or 7 shoots. And I noticed that it was kind of getting to me in the sense where I felt like I was sharing my sexuality with everyone and there was none left for myself. And so I bought like a vibrator last time I was out here, and I was like, I need a moment to have it be just for myself because I love sharing it. Yeah. But that is the thing that gets a little bit kind of weird for a second. And so I do have to step back and just bring it back to myself. And then I can go and fuck everybody in front of everyone.
What do you do as far as like self-care goes though?
I work out a lot. I think that's really important. I like to take a lot of time to myself. You should not check how many hours I'm on my phone scrolling. That is dangerous.
Are you one of those people that's addicted to social media?
I think so, probably. I mean, I avoided like TikTok for forever. I was like, this is for teenagers and dancing, and you got on it and it's
You're
not.
like, I love it.
It is fantastic. And then I was like, fine, I'll get on it too. And it's just been a really wonderful way to reach kind of a broader audience that you wouldn't reach on Twitter and everything like that. Because it's a lot of people who have a lot of preconceived notions about the adult industry. So it's been fun talking about it and saying, here's my actual experience. Yeah. So it is kind of hard to get off of it.
Did you go to school at all?
No. Yes. In general.
Yeah. No. For like college.
Yes,
sorry.
I get it.
I should have said that. You're like, no, I dropped out in 2nd grade.
What is letters?
Yeah. Did you go to college? Do you have a degree?
I did go to college. I went to Hunter College in New York for vocal performance. I studied jazz and opera, and I went for 4 years, and it was just killing me. I was so miserable. It's like taking this hobby, this passion that you have that's like a part of your identity, and then making it so difficult, and you do it all the time. And so I dropped out after 4 years. I still had 3 years left to go because all the performance classes are like 1 credit, but they take up all of your time.
It's
all of
a
your
long
rehearsal.
time.
And so I was miserable. I wasn't loving singing anymore. And so I took a really big break from it. And luckily my parents weren't too upset. So, but I mean, I liked my college experience. I probably could have worked a little harder.
Do you sing in a band? Or do you just do it for fun?
I've sung in a bunch of bands. The last one I was in was like a Fleetwood Mac tribute band that also had a Tina Turner. She was like 75.
Amazing.
She had sciatica. She was like incredible. So she had to sit through most of it, but then she stood up and she did Tina Turner, and she tore the house down. She's grabbing guys' beards in the audience, like proud Mary.
That's a hard powerhouse performer to, mock. So
it was pretty impressive. So I've done that a cappella groups, mostly jazz singing and stuff in jazz bands. So I just started a new group in Austin, and got on my first stage the other day, which was wonderful, and just jumped on, sang at last. And
was it like an open mic thing, or?
It was another female jazz vocalist that I had met at another gig who said, "Oh, you're new in town? I'll let you just jump up during my set if you come by." And I was taken aback because people in Texas are shockingly, disarmingly nice.
Oh yeah. So respectful. Like Southern hospitality is a real thing.
Yeah, I didn't
They're
trust it
so
at first.
nice. Yeah.
I was like, what do you want from me? Are you sure?
Well, also everyone's strapped there. Like everyone's carrying a gun. Like they're going to be respectful, because if they're not, they'll, you want to go?
Oh, it's Southern justice. They'll burn your house down.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was really nice. She did follow through and let me jump up, and the band hadn't ever performed with me at all, and they were just, the musicians in Austin are stellar.
That's awesome. Do you think that due to being able to live there and have these new connections made, that you're going to pursue your music stuff more again?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. I did in Seattle, where I moved from, too, for years. And so that was really nice to be able to do it just kind of on the side. And yeah, I do come out to LA to shoot, but I think those are two probably my main focuses right now, is like adult film, and then just getting my music stuff off the ground more, just doing it,
Yeah. Do you use your real name when you sing, or do you use your performer name?
I use my real name.
Okay.
So I haven't figured out how to either mix that or tell my band like, hey guys,
I'm changing my name,
or like, just so you know, I do this. I haven't like been out to them yet, because I do want to be seen as me first.
Yeah.
Because I mean, people treat you differently, or they can see you differently once they know that you do this. They put you in a box, and that's what you are, is you embody this like sexual object as opposed to like a full realized person.
Have you came across that a lot lately, like within the last year, being objectified?
Well, in the fun way, yes, but
in the non-fun way.
Not really, because I think moving to Austin, it's such a sex worker friendly town that I've been trying to be more open about just if someone asks what I do, I say adult film. And then, there's either follow-up questions, or it's kind of like, oh, cool. And I think that's, OnlyFans and all of this, people actually talking about it now, but back in my day, it really was something, where it's the second a guy found out that you knew that you were friends with, it just shifts how people.
I don't mind when people ask questions, but like, for example, I was at Best Buy the other day, and I think I bought, I don't even know, I bought something for my computer, and the tech guy noticed I had a bag on, and it was Brazzers. I don't even pay attention to it. Yeah. Just because it's just a purse, right? Sure. And he just kept staring and staring and staring. And then he goes, so do you do porn? And I was just like, what the hell? And I looked down, and I was like, oh, fuck my bag. I'm like, yes. Yeah. And then he's like, can I ask you some questions? And I'm like, sure. Yeah. It might be weird, though. I'm like, okay. Yeah. We've heard them all.
That's correct.
But then it's like, when you tell them that they can ask some questions, a lot of the times it's like 25 questions, right. And you're like, I have to go. Bye. Yeah, and I don't want to be like rude or anything, but sometimes it's like the same questions are always asked. You know what I mean? Like, you could Google interviews that I've done, for example, where it's like they've asked the same like 10 questions, and I'm just like,
is there one you're kind of tired of? Is there like specific ones?
Yeah, I would say two things would probably be, but it doesn't matter because it's constantly still going to get asked, is like, why did you choose porn? I'm like, because I wanted to.
'Cause
Like
it's fun as fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, like I didn't. It wasn't like it chose me. Like, like I chose it. I just started it and I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Or when someone was like, "How did you get into it?" I researched it and found an agent and got in. Like I did a shoot and started.
Yeah.
There's no like immaculate story, but I don't know.
I think my least favorite one is the can you get me into it as a dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
As someone who's married to a male porn star, like it is not easy what they do and
so hard.
what their bodies have to go through.
Yep.
Like they really are like the superheroes. I'll say this like until I'm blue in the face. Like they do not get enough credit. Seriously.
Absolutely. I agree.
And they make us women look amazing
Yeah.
at the same time too, which is great. But the things that they have to put their bodies through, and I mean, I cannot imagine basically edging yourself for like an hour or so, like and sometimes longer.
Yeah.
Or on feature movies where I don't know if you've done any yet, but feature movies where there's a lot of dialogue and stuff, or they might have to be hard earlier on, then hard again later, and then hard again later than that, and then actually do a sex scene
And it's a
and then
12-hour
pop
day.
on command.
Yeah.
So it's a lot.
It's a lot, and I feel like so many men have to get in basically from a referral from a woman that says that they're trustworthy. And so you as a stranger asking me on social media, I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so hard for men to get an agent anyway, unless they live in the city and they do have, you know, someone. Like
Yeah,
saying
I
they're
just, I don't know. I just get worried about like, not that I don't trust any of my friends, but like I vouch for them and then they do something fucked up to someone or, you know, say something fucked up.
Yeah.
Well, that's Kenzie Taylor's friend. You know what I mean?
Yikes, yeah.
I'm like, nope.
So much of it is how respectful they are on set, how much they, you know, they're careful about boundaries and asking what you do or don't like. I mean, it's a tough job, and it's a really important one because there are so many really young girls getting into it. And I'm glad I got in when I was 25.
I did too.
Did you
That's
really?
crazy. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I felt like that was a perfect time too.
Yeah.
Because if I would have gotten younger than that, like, I would have been bankrupt, dude.
Well, I didn't save any of my money the first time around. It was really fucking stupid. Yeah. It's and to have kind of normal jobs before you start this one, I think is really important because then you appreciate the money.
Yeah, like a fine example. Any normal job, you can't just no call, no show, and then come back in the next day like it's okay. Or, oh hey, yeah, I'm gonna be about like an hour and a half late, and then just show up. Like the other day I was on set, my call time was 8 a.m. The makeup artist call time was 8 a.m.
Yeah.
The makeup artist still at 9:15 wasn't there, and I'm like, what is going
Why
on?
are you there?
So then
Yeah.
me, the performer, not even the production manager or the director, had to find a different makeup artist to come to set
Whoa.
and get paid to do me and another girl's makeup because the one makeup artist was unreliable.
Wow.
Any other job, like you would be fired.
In a heartbeat.
But no one gets consequences. That's the thing.
It's wild. But I do feel like just by being on time, professional, not canceling and sober, I feel like you can get so much farther in this industry.
100%.
I know.
100%. I will say that. The moment I became sober, the moment I was taken more seriously.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So when did you get sober?
I got sober. My sobriety date is 12/10/17. So
wow. Yeah.
literally 1 year after I was only in the industry for a year, messed up.
And then you like clicked
And then
in.
after that, yeah.
Yeah.
But almost, I guess you could say almost 2 years because like I said, my sobriety date's 12/10. So
The end of it.
almost, yeah, it's almost to, January, but
Yeah, well,
what
good. I
else?
mean, good for you. It's funny because it's like I've never seen. I think people are surprised in the general public, but I've never seen drugs on set. No one's drinking. It's
Yeah.
just not that kind of environment. Maybe it was back in the day.
Yeah.
when I wasn't doing it. But of course, you hear a lot about girls being hungover and not showing up, or, and it's just like. You got to treat it like an actual job, or you're, or maybe you don't. I guess people still get second, third, fourth, fifth chances, but
Yeah.
I don't play that game. My anxiety won't let me.
Same. I'm like such an OCD fucking freak about. I'm like, okay. My bag is packed. Okay, I have 10 pairs of shoes.
Yep.
15 sets of different lingerie to choose from. Okay, I've got 10 outfits. I Ziploc everything. Like
That's smart too. I should start doing that because
and
separating
I
the lingerie.
label the bags like whatever. I'll be like 3-piece set orange or whatever.
Oh, you're an inspiration. This is great. I am getting great information here.
I actually saw someone else did something even further than that, and I'm like, that's such a good idea, but it's so time consuming. This girl went through every bra and panty set she had someone take a Polaroid of it, and she puts it in the Ziploc bag with the outfit so they can actually see it, so she doesn't have to try it on for them.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Right? But how much time did that take? I'm guessing like 5 hours if you have like 100 pieces of lingerie.
Yeah. But my wheels are spinning.
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
But just think of it. How much time is wasted when we're like
just pulling it out.
Yeah, pulling it out and then like try that on, try that on, try that on, try that on. I'm like, it's right here in the Polaroid.
Just look right here. You can see exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
It really is.
That's great.
I think I'll do it eventually one day when I'm like really bored, maybe. I don't know.
But in the meantime, you're acquiring more and more and more lingerie. So the sooner, the better.
Right. I'm just grateful to find out about the website Shein. I never even knew about it. And I'm like getting lingerie now for like $10.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I've had like some luck with that. I feel like Fashion Nova has like a cheap-ish, you know, but it does like usually fit really well. It's hard because I think you have the same thing I do where it's like small waist, big tits.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find things that fit. You know.
And also when you have like, you know, your boobs done, like the bras are just different.
Yeah.
Any type of top is just different. You know what I mean? So that's first world problems, okay, you guys?
I was going to say, let's
problems.
complain. Our tits are too big and our waists are too small.
Oh my God, how dare us pay for these huge titties
that make us money. Aww.
So I want to hear about this, you running events for Cam World and Cam Girl Mansion and all that. I want to hear about this because I've never heard about anything like this.
It was so long ago.
So like Girls Gone Wild?
You know, it's funny. My partner at the time and I were running these events, and we were approached by the guy who did the reality show, the Bunny Ranch one. You know, the
Dennis?
brothel. Yeah, we were approached by his producer.
Oh, okay.
Did he die? I haven't heard good stories about him. So, but they wanted to do. They were like, well, maybe we could do a show about this mansion thing because it seems pretty crazy. And the reason we said no was because they wanted it to be this really like lots of fighting and lots of negativity, and it just wasn't that.
Bad Girls Club?
It was, they wanted it to be like, ooh, all these like, you know, half naked girls like fighting with each other. And it wasn't the kind of dream behind it. And at the time, there just weren't events like this. Now it's, you know, everybody does it, which is fantastic. But at the time with camming, you were just alone in your room and you were really isolated from anyone else who would understand what you were doing, who would approve of what you were doing, who wouldn't judge you for what you were doing. So the idea was to get a bunch of women from around the country, some from around the world, and put them together for a week. And you'd just be surrounded by people who understood you and you could be fully yourself. And it was this beautiful thing. Of course, there were also like 8-person squirt shows. But I mean, it was mostly.
Of course.
I mean,
hello.
naturally. But
they're like, I have to get the content while I'm here, okay? I'm gonna go back to Europe soon.
The only argument I ever really heard, and I did it for probably 3 years or so, was one of the girls came up and was like, Sophia, can you please tell the other girls to clean the squirt off the coffee table because it's just disgusting. And I was like, come on, we're all adults here. Let's see.
You're like, just take some paper towel and go wipe it off.
Just clean after yourself. So there was that. Of course, it was very like sexy and fun, and there were lots of cam shows, and 18 girls greeting the pizza guy naked. They would fight each year over which guy got to deliver the pizza because they knew that this was the house.
Were you living there with them?
Yeah, and it's just for a week. We like rented it for a week.
Okay.
But most of the time it was just, girls, no makeup in PJs, talking about what the job was and finally being able to kind of share that and have the same experiences as other people in the same room. So it was for me, it was a really beautiful thing. And I feel like I built a lot of like the model community that was around me with that, which I really missed when I was out of the industry. So it's nice. It's nice to have that again too.
I think that's really cool because in a way that was even before like, all the podcasts now and shows and different written interviews and audio interviews and all these things like humanizing us. I hate saying that, but whatever, it's true.
Yeah, it's true.
But that's basically what was happening when you're showing them, in their PJs, just living their lives, being
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm guessing, you know, if you're in your PJs, you're not gonna have makeup on, so they're
Yeah.
just chilling, and that's really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So people could
was
see
really
that.
Nice. Yeah, liked it.
So you did a fitness competition? How hard was that?
It sucked. The main thing was just, so when I started camming, it was great, but then I went from, you know, working in hotels and standing up all day to sitting in front of a computer all day and eating a lot and drinking a lot, because I certainly wasn't sober at the time. And it's fun to drink on cam. You know, you get a little loose, you get a little horny.
Yep.
And people will pay you for it. They're, you know, pay you to take shots and stuff. And so I gained a lot of weight. I was close to 200 pounds at the time.
Wow.
So, but I did all of it on cam.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. I really like credit my like fan base for sticking with me, because I changed body types completely, and I had so many people who stuck by me like the whole time, which
That's
was
cool.
kind of cool. And so I eventually
You're like, you guys watched me morph out of my cocoon to a butterfly.
a feeder fetish because it's working out for you. Yeah, so I did that, and then I realized just one day, like it had been so gradual, I almost didn't notice how much I had gained. And then I like looked in the mirror one day and I was like, oh, like I'm not comfortable. I'm not comfortable in my clothes. I need to do something about it. So I hired a trainer, and then over the next like year and a half, I lost about 60 pounds. And my goal was to do a fitness competition at the end. So I did. I just wanted to look like I belonged on stage. I didn't win anything. And I hated it, which was weird. Like I didn't like that kind of performing.
Yeah, I feel like in a way, I mad respect to people that do that and do like bodybuilding competitions and all that stuff. They basically starve themselves and they're like dehydrated for every little vein and everything to show.
Yeah.
That's a lot of discipline.
It's brutal and it's expensive, which is weird too. And there aren't cash prizes. There aren't, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you're just doing it to do this thing to your body. But then I just got into weightlifting, and now I try and eat as much as possible.
Yeah.
That's why I'm building muscle, is so I can eat all the candy I want.
Exactly. I know. I'm so ridiculous. Like the other day, I did like a really hard workout at the gym, and then my best friend texted me, "Hey, want to go to the Rainbow for pizza?" I'm like, "Yep, see you there."
Done. Workout done.
Yeah. And I'm like complaining about how sore I am from the gym while I'm eating pizza with him.
Perfect combo, actually.
It's
This
fucking
is great.
hilarious.
That's
I was
great.
like, this is my life.
Yeah. Have you struggled with kind of the pressure of looking a certain way since you've been doing this for a while?
I wouldn't say looking a certain way as far as my body goes, because I mean, luckily I'm obsessed with the gym. Even when I was using and shit, I was like bloated and stuff from using.
Yeah.
And drinking, but I wasn't like overweight or anything like that. I always still worked out, but I still didn't look good.
Yeah, fair.
But I was really nervous when I chopped my hair off, because my hair was super long and I chopped it off, and I wasn't even thinking like, you know, oh my God, you know, how's everyone going to react? In my head, I was just like, okay, it's fine, it's cool, you look awesome.
Yeah.
I pep talked myself, and everyone loved it, and
Yeah,
I
it
was
looks
like, oh,
great.
okay, cool. But regardless, I'm just one of those people, and I think that the longer I have sober and clean, the clearer my mind is to recognize these things about myself. But I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me at all, because
that.
I know at the end of the day, when I hit my pillow, I'm sober, I'm clean, I did everything to be a good person that day. And if I, you know, did something wrong, I made amends for it, because that's what I'm taught in the program that I'm in.
Great.
And yeah, so that's my long answer. Sorry.
I love that. No, I really resonate with that too, because it's like, it's true. It's like you're sober, you're in control of all of your decisions, which is why I got sober, because I was tired of being like, oh, I don't remember making that decision, and it's impacting my life, my relationships, all of that. The only way to control 100% of my decisions is just not to do it. And then it was like a light switch. It was like the easiest thing for me.
Yeah.
But it's like when you feel good about yourself and you feel confident in who you are as a person and how you treat people, like the other stuff just kind of comes naturally, and it helps to be obsessed with the gym, because same.
Definitely. It's like, I'm still a drug addict, but I'm in recovery from drugs, and you know, I use my addiction towards other things. Like I use it towards the gym, towards caffeine and nicotine,
Diet
towards
Coke.
my podcast, like towards performing, directing, producing, all these things. I'm just like, hey. But
It keeps it calm. Right?
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I'm my head is very loud, but the more things that I do for other people and with other people, it quiets down. I don't know if your mind's like that too, but
it's not. I think I was really lucky not to have like the physiological addiction. I never felt like my body was like, I need more of this.
Yeah.
It was more of just once I start, we're going all the way kind
Yeah,
of thing. So
yeah.
it's like, I felt fortunate in that. My thing is more of adrenaline rushes. Like I chase adrenaline. And I think that's why porn is so exciting for me. And so why something like, oh, I don't know where this night's going to go. Like if I just, if I get fucked up or it's going to be really fun, that was really exciting. And I think BDSM is also a part of that, like adrenaline chasing. So if I, channel that into, having kind of a crazy professional life, or, I mean, even when I was out of the industry, the partner that I had, we like dated girls on the side. And so that was this taboo kind of adrenaline thing that I could do, or skydiving. I've done a bunch of that.
I am obsessed with skydiving.
Really?
I love
This
it.
is fun.
Yeah, I love it.
How many times have you gone?
I don't even know.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm like, just thinking of it right now. I'm like, I want to jump out of a plane right now.
It's been a minute for me too. So yeah.
we could totally go together.
I'm down for it.
Is there places in Austin?
There's a place about an hour out, and I haven't gone in about at least a year. So I would be down. If you're in Austin, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I'm 5 away from my A license, so I still have a couple more. So
yeah, I don't have my license, but hey, I would totally try it.
Yeah.
I do know someone though that just got their license and they just fucking broke their foot landing. Like they literally got their license and then like all of a sudden they're in a cast. I'm like,
it is
fuck, that sucks. Yeah.
Get too comfortable.
Well, I really appreciate you coming here today, and I know we don't really know one another, but now we kind of do.
Yeah.
You're really amazing, and you're probably super inspirational to a lot of women that are my age and up, maybe even young girls.
I appreciate that. It's nice to realize we have so much in common. I wasn't expecting it, so that's really cool.
Yeah. If you could look into that camera and tell everyone where to find you, anything you want to promote, your OnlyFans or anything like that.
Sure. So I'm Sophia Locke. I'm on TikTok as Sophia Locke _ Twitter as _ Sophia Locke _ and then OnlyFans as the Sophia Locke. So I would love to see you, and yeah, thanks.
And make sure Locke is Locke.
Locke, if you're fancy. Jeez.
Thank you so much again.
It's my pleasure.
Thank you for joining us and me. Okay, see you later. Hey guys, it's me, Kenzie Taylor. Thanks for watching the Sauce Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, which I know you did, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I actually want to see you guys go crazy in the comments below. I would love to hear your feedback and questions you have for me or my guests, who you want to see on here. Let's just have some fun with it and get saucy. New episodes every Tuesday, so I will see you next Tuesday.